Chris Watts' mistress, NK we'll call her, has filed for a name change, and the hearing is coming up this week. Now, before we go any further on this, I don't know about y'all, but I thought she had already done this. I mean, in fact, I was like, that's not like the first thing you did when you left that interrogation. So this was kind of like, what? This is news? I mean, didn't this already happen? So let's talk about it. Obviously, y'all, this doesn't come as a surprise. Now, for those that don't know, NK is the nickname that everybody's given her, number one, because of, legal reasons. But this is Chris Watts' mistress. Now, a lot of people who didn't somehow know about this case before, because not everybody's into true crime and whatnot, now they know. So Netflix did the documentary. I did another video on that one, my little review of it. The documentary's name is American Murder, The Family Next Door. And in this, they talk about NK. They show her. They scratch the surface of her situation. And there was so much stuff that went on the internet about her. Basically, it is safe to say most people do not like this woman. Some people even classify her as one of the most hated women in America. She kind of is in the category of a Casey Anthony. So there's that. This is not a video to go for, against any of that stuff. It is what it is. We're just here to talk about the name change and the situation around it. Now, it does not help her case that this documentary has become one of the most watched things on Netflix. So I'm just like, and I'm not laughing at it, but I mean, honestly, y'all, when I watch the interrogation of her that everyone has seen, when you look at the case, when you see the pictures of her, when you see all that stuff, I mean, I'm just like, girl, you need to just move out of the country. You just need to go to another country at this point. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Get some advice from Casey Anthony. That's the only person I know that might be able to help you out in this situation. So, there's that. So it's almost like this case doesn't go away. And right when it simmers down, something like this comes out and a whole new plethora of people are introduced to it. And then it fires up all the other people who are like really invested in it as it went along. So again, I was just shocked that she didn't already do this. Like I said, she's filed for this name change. The hearing's coming up on Thursday. I would give my left arm to be at this damn hearing. Y'all, I want to be at it so bad, I can't tell you. Just to see. Please God, I am sending prayers up right now. Let someone be there that comes back and spills the damn tea on it. We need this. Even though she came forward, and this is what the documentary kind of highlights is, her doing these interrogations, stuff like that. She came forward, she was transparent with the investigators, I think, to a degree. I do think she held back a lot of stuff, and I do think she minimized her manipulative involvement in the case, if you will. A lot of people think she was involved in the case, number one, physically helping Chris. A lot of people think that she knew he was married, knew what was going on, even though he was lying to her, whatever. The fact of the matter is, do I personally agree with the things that took place between him and Kate? Absolutely not. Do I agree with what she was saying to the investigators as far as how much she knew and didn't know about his situation? Absolutely not. There's too many little bits of evidence that show that she kind of knew the real deal as to what Chris's involvement was with Shanann and whatnot. You just can't convince me otherwise, but it is what it is. So she's up for a name change. Who knows if that will, even get out. We'll have to see. We'll stay tuned. Now, another little bit of, I guess you could call it news, or more or less, true crime gossip, if you will. I read another article that was talking to a source. This is from People. Again, it's linked down below. This is People magazine, and they were talking to a source that talks to Chris Watts, and they were basically talking about all this correspondence that he gets. Well, I mean, we've seen, the outcome of this in some situations, like with Cadell in that book, and other things like that. So it was interesting to read this and hear this person talking about what was going on with it. So, Chris Watts has been dealing with, female pen pals. The source says, yeah, there's a lot of women out there that write him that, they don't really care what he did. They still have this kind of like, romantic thing going with him. Okay. And this source is basically like, look, this is how he passes the time. I mean, he's bored. He is in Wisconsin jail, same place Stephen Avery's at. you know, in protective custody. So this man's literally sitting in a cell, not that he deserves any better. So of course he's going to write people back. I mean, what else is he going to do? You know what I'm saying? Now, the same source says that after this Netflix documentary, that the letters have like picked back up again. And so they're like a mixture. They're like people who are angry at him, number one. Okay, we stand that, we get it. People that are like of faith, praying for him, things of this nature. And then people that are like, you know, romantically into him. And I'm just like, and again, the source says, you know, basically this is what Chris does to pass the time. I am sure we will be continually hearing like leaks of this correspondence, because a lot of these people, I mean, they know they can do this, strike up a friendship with him on some level, and then publish the information that they get from him, whatever that might be. And it's going to get them clout, it's going to make them money, you know, or just, you know, position them to be closer to the case in that morbid kind of a way. Now, if you want to hear some of my other commentary on cases and other true crime news, just click the links that are popping up. I appreciate you watching, and I'll talk to you soon.